Hello, everybody. Have a rainy evening. I'm sorry we're not together at the UU Church. It's actually the weather has not been too bad. Those of you who are watching us from elsewhere. So far, the storm hasn't been too bad, and it doesn't look like we're going to get a lot of wind damage or anything, but it's been raining a lot, flooding streets and stuff, I know, so it's probably best. Hello, Shawnee. It's good to see you here. It's probably best that we not in high BT, that I not have you driving around out in the rain. So anyway, we're here. So we'll go ahead and get started. Please join me in the verse of the Kesa. Vast is the robe of liberation, a formless field of benefaction. I wear the Tathagata's teaching, freeing all creations. Vast is the robe of liberation, a formless field of benefaction. I wear the Tathagata's teaching, freeing all creations. Vast is the robe of liberation, a formless field of benefaction. I wear the Tathagata's teaching, freeing all creations. Got tangled up here somehow. Gata of Atonement. All evil karma ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought, now I atone for it all. All evil karma ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought, now I atone for it all. All evil karma ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought, now I atone for it all. Join me in the incense offering. Three bows. The fragrance of this incense invites the awakened mind to be present. It fills our sacred space, guards our minds from wrong thinking. The fragrance of this incense unites us with virtue, mindfulness, and wisdom. We offer it on behalf of all beings. Homage to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. I go to the Buddha for refuge, being one with the Buddha. I resolve to each day follow the way of life he laid down for us to walk and awaken to his supreme wisdom. I go to the Dharma for refuge. Being one with the Dharma, the gates of Dharma are manifold. I vow to enter them all. The goal of wisdom is ever beyond. I shall attain it. I go to the Sangha for refuge. Being one with the Sangha, in the spirit of universal fellowship, and as a member of the Sangha, I pledge to strive for the enlightenment of all beings. The Metta Sutta. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove. Wishing in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upward to the skies and downward to the depths, outward and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, sitting or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding. By not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into the world of suffering. May I be happy and well. May no harm come to me. May I learn compassion. May all my friends, family, and those I love be happy and well. May no harm come to them. May they learn compassion. May all those troubled in body, mind, and spirit be happy and well. May no harm come to them. May they learn compassion. May all those who have hurt me in body, mind, and spirit be happy and well. May no harm come to them. May they learn compassion. May all those I have hurt in body, mind, and spirit be happy and well. May no harm come to them. May they learn compassion. May all my enemies be happy and well. May no harm come to them. May they learn compassion. May all living beings be happy and well. May no harm come to them. May they learn compassion. 20-minute silent meditation. If you're using a timer and muting your sound, we're starting right now. Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, existing right here now, and reciting the sutras, hearing the Dharma, and training the mind. Great merit is attained. We dedicate this merit to the great Master Shakyamuni Buddha, the all-pervading and everlasting three treasures, to all ancestors of this Sangha and all beings in the Dharma world. May the Dharma body maintain strength and health, and years of life be lengthened for all teachers of this Sangha. Let their vows be fully realized, and may they live in perfect peace with Buddha Dharma. We pray for the health and well-being of those suffering from diseases of body, mind, or spirit, and those ministering to the sick and to the grieving. We pray for those suffering from violence, for the oppressed, the imprisoned, and all refugees. May they be serene through all their troubles, and may we realize the enlightened way together. Sabe sata sadahantu avera sukajivino katang punya phalang maihang tabe bagi bhavantu te. May all beings always live happily, free from animosity. May all share in the blessings that spring from the good we have done. Get a little closer so I can talk to you. So, the weather's staying fairly mild where I am. Hope it is where you are as well. So I have an important announcement to make, and some of you already know this is coming, and some of you probably won't like me after I make it, but I hope you'll understand. So many of you know that I've been working my way toward retirement and also planning to relocate. Some of you, this is probably brand new too, but those plans have become firm now, and I'll be leaving Florida mid-December. So I want to announce my, the role that I'd be playing with Volusia Buddhist Fellowship will be changing. And also at White Sands Buddhist Center and other activities. And you'll be encountering some changes in those spiritual communities. I've been working with other people quite a lot leading up to this point to make sure that activities can continue and to keep those spiritual communities intact, because a community is a community. It's not a teacher with a bunch of followers. It's a bunch of people who practice together. And so keep that in mind. So Wednesday meetings are going to continue at the UU Church. They'll be in a different form. So we have several qualified Dharma teachers associated with our community. Some of them have moved a little farther away. And, they're younger and they have careers and families and things like that, some of them. And so none of them are really in a position at this point to commit to leading every Wednesday night meeting. So I can tell you, after doing this for almost 20 years, that to dedicate all your Wednesday nights to this is a pretty big deal. And, I was fortunate to have the flexibility to be able to do that because of the different careers that I've had, have allowed that. But, that's rare. So the meetings will continue, but most of them will be member-led. So I've been working with a group of people who've come up with a format for a member-led meeting. Don't require somebody with special neckwear to be there and say stuff. You can work together and do it. So they probably won't mind if I mention them. So Shani, Daphne, Thomas, and Jim Mallett, Jim has been a member of Volusia Buddhist Fellowship almost as long as I have. He showed up when shortly after the people who founded the group handed the keys off to me and said, if you want this to continue, you have to do it. And so we had an event at a yoga studio in town. A bunch of people showed up, about 100 people showed up. And and Jim was one of those. And he's on the board of directors. We've established a board of directors to handle the ongoing business of Volusia Buddhist Fellowship. And so it will continue. It'll be a little bit different. It'll be less formal, a lot more like it was when we first got started. When Volusia Buddhist Fellowship first started, nobody had any teaching credentials whatsoever. In fact, it was because of Volusia Buddhist Fellowship that I started trying to figure out how to do that. And so it'd be more, less chanting, more work doing those things together, no formal Dharma talk, but a discussion. And so it'll be very much like our meetings were, 10 years ago even. Because of their informality, they will not be streamed. However, sometimes one of the other senseis on a semi-regular basis, depending on how they work things out with the rest of their lives, will come in and officiate a formal meeting, and we'll probably be able to live stream those. No. It was important to me when we started meeting in person again that I not abandon people who had been, with us through all of that, and people who had been able to return to the community despite having moved to other states and that kind of thing. You're still important. And so we will still create lots of stuff. I will still create lots of stuff that will help you connect to the Dharma. And also you can still reach out to me. I'm leaving Florida. I'm not leaving the universe. So, I'm still here with you in one way or another. The Thursday Zoom meetings are going to continue. So let me back up just a little bit. Next Wednesday will be my last meeting, officiating a Wednesday night meeting. I'm not leaving town right away, but I felt it, Volusia Buddhist Fellowship has been my core spiritual community for a very long time. And so I thought it would be good for the format change to happen while I'm still around, in case there's problems, in case anything has to be, not that there's going to be problems, but, in case we need to make changes to the liturgy that we're doing together, or, somebody can't figure out how to open one of the doors of the church or whatever, I won't be far away. Thursday meetings are going to continue until we finish the current book, which will be just about 3 weeks from now. I think this meeting and 2 more, I believe. And then I'm going to go on hiatus, but we'll start them back up after I get where I'm going and get settled. So I'm moving to New England. So it's a significant move for me. I've been in Florida since I was 15 years old. So it's a big change, and I'm anxious about it. And there's also a lot to do because we've been in this house for 20 years. So it's going to be a big deal. So I'll be doing a lot less for a period of time until we get relocated. And then probably after the first of the year, I'll start Thursdays back up. As I said, I'm retiring. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop working, but I want to schedule myself where I don't have to be too many specific places at specific times. So we'll probably schedule Thursdays as block things around a book or around a practice. And there's a few other people in our community, some of whom are not in DeLand, but that I think very highly of, that I think we can probably do some stuff with us online sometimes. And I think that would be a very healthy thing for this community. One of the things that we've learned over the last couple of years is that a community doesn't have to all be in the same room. We can be in the same Zoom room or the same YouTube stream or whatever, and still have that feeling of being together. So, I think that there's a lot of possibility there. Obviously, I'm not going to be at White Sands. I'll be there on my regular Sundays through the session in early December, which ends on December 11th. So I'll be there this week, next week, 2 weeks in December. So Sunday, December 11th will be my final Dharma talk there. I understand that Sensei Jim Gallagher will be coming there twice a month. So look, I'm basically a guest speaker at White Sands. I know a lot of people like me, and they ask my advice, and then they do what they want to do, that sort of stuff. I don't have any management there. I'm not in charge of anything. But I did make a recommendation that they talk to Jim, and I talked to Jim about whether or not he would be interested in it. And the timing actually worked out really well for him because they've had some changes in Brevard Zen Center, and he's getting some extra time into his schedule and stuff like that. So he kind of jumped at the chance, and they jumped at the chance to have him. And I think that will be a really nice thing. And I think he'll be there twice a month. And they have other teachers, other people there who are more than capable of giving a Dharma talk. So services will continue at White Sands, and I don't think I think it'll be a really nice thing for them. So in case you're wondering, we do have one volunteer from Brevard Zen Center who can come to Tomoka Correctional Institution part of the time. So I've been there almost every Tuesday, except during when they were shut down because of COVID. If any of you are interested in doing prison Dharma volunteering, you don't have to be a teacher. You just have to go there and sit with them. Let me know, because the way the situation is right now, there's a person inside who's very capable of leading meetings. He's actually an ordained Zen monk. He ordained in a prison in South Florida under as a teacher under a guy named Mitchell Cantor, who passed away not too terribly long ago, who was very well thought of. And so he's able to run meetings, and they're okay with them meeting without a volunteer present for now. But when I first started going there, it's because there were several Buddhists who wanted to meet, and they wouldn't let them meet without a volunteer present. So anyway, if any of you are interested in doing that, even sometimes, let me know, and I'll tell you how to get into that system. So, as I said, I'm going to be, I'm going to continue working, but I don't want to overcommit my time anymore. I've been working almost every day for a really long time now, and I'd like to spend some more time with my own practice, for one thing, and walking the dog and going for walks in the woods, and learning how to snowshoe, apparently, stuff like that. And I want to enjoy life, and so I'll also be closer to some old friends and colleagues. Justice, I've thought about that a bunch of times, but here's the thing. I'm really tired of the heat, and I'm tired of the hurricanes. The last hurricane was enough to kind of lay to rest any reservations I had about leaving Florida. And then we had another one. So I know that seems totally weird, and I'm sure that I will meet a lot of people up there that go, that doesn't make any sense. It should be the other way around. But I'm really looking forward to being able to go outside in the summer and stuff like that. Anyway, so there's a lot of established Buddhist communities in that area. None of them will need me. I mean, there's some that have been around for a really long time, but it'll be nice to be able to go someplace where I don't have to do anything, and I can just kind of sit and watch my breath for a while. The change is also going to allow me to focus on several projects that over the last few months I've agreed to do, including I'm chairing the Leadership Council for the Buddhist Seminary program that where I became a sensei and where the other senseis in our organization trained. And so I'm not going to be in charge, but I'll be heading up the 5-person council that's going to run that organization, after succeeding to the death of Reverend Koyo Kabose. I'll also was invited to serve on a council or a task force on Buddhism and mental health, which I think is really interesting. And I'll be working with an old friend of mine who's many of you know who he is, Greg Creech, with the Toto Institute. And the Toto Institute is going through some thinking about what they're going to do in the future and that kind of stuff. So I'm sure I'll be spending some time up there. And there's a few other things along those lines that I'll be able to do. And so, as that affects you, I'll let you know what that is. And also, I'm going to be live streaming here probably and in other places. So I've done some live streaming on Insight Timer in the past, and it worked out reasonably well. I just sort of tried it out when I didn't have anything else to do during a period of, when COVID had things really locked down. And I was kind of happy with the way it went. So I'll do that, and I'll record those and put them, the content of those. Nice thing about Insight Timer is the content of what you do belongs to you, not to them. And so I'll be able to post those things on YouTube or wherever we're posting things. And so I'll let you know about that as that happens. I'm also planning to continue my podcast. I'll probably be recording it in my studio instead of in front of an audience, but you never know. I may find some other venues. One of the local UU churches is still meeting online. They've already told me that they're going to expect me to be available to them on more Sunday mornings now. So that'll be kind of nice, actually. So anyway, that's basically it. There's changes. Change is always interesting and challenging. And yeah, Nina, the thing about snow and cold is you can put on more clothes. You can only take off so much. So being housebound in the air conditioning is just not a big luxury to me anymore. But I know I am quite sure it will be a big challenge. I have several friends up in that part of the country who are all looking forward to seeing me and are all laughing at me because they think I'm going to have such a tough time adjusting. These are people I went to high school with in Winter Park and stuff like that. So I know it will be an adjustment, and I know it will be an adjustment for you. But we'll all work it out. And again, I'm around, so I'll still be available to the community. You're still my community. I don't even know what peripheral neuropathy is, so I probably won't get it. I did see where there are like cross-country skiing tracks near me, and they have lessons and stuff. So I tried downhill skiing once, and I was an total failure at it. But I'm great on an elliptical machine, so I'm thinking, well, maybe I could do that cross-country thing. Anyway, pull Dee Dee behind me in a sled or something like that. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the change with a lot of sadness, if that makes sense, because you do mean a lot to me, and this activity means a lot to me. But it's a change; it's not an end. So anyway, so next week, as I said, will be my final officiation with Volusia Buddhist Fellowship, and barring additional hurricanes or anything like that, we'll be at the UU Church. Somebody last Wednesday, we were talking about this after the service, and somebody said maybe we should have cake. So maybe there'll be cake. I'll let you know when I send out the meeting reminder next week. And I hope that if you're in a position to come next Wednesday, you will. And if not, like I said, I'll be around till the middle of the next month. So the opportunities if you want to see me to do that. All right. So thank you all very much for your attention and time. And we will say the great vows together. Creations are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transform them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Creations are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transform them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Creations are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transform them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Friends, I respectfully remind you, life and death is of supreme importance. Each of us must strive to awaken. Awaken. Do not squander this life. Thank you for your attention, and I will see you next week.